First Reaction Podcast. First Reactions Podcast.
That's the intro. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to First Reactions Podcast.
Oh my god, Winterfell! We need to talk about it.
Just Winterfell.
Yeah, we're just Battle of Winterfell. We need to talk about it. So, obviously, we give off our first reactions on the podcast. Mm-hmm. So, we've not talked about the episode to each other.
No.
So
You've pretty much only just finished it, really, haven't you?
Yeah, literally. Like, I finished it about half an hour ago, I think. Maybe more
Whereas
than that.
I set my alarm this morning for 4 a.m.
Because I mean, you messaged me at 5:30.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it. It's an hour and a half. And then I wanted to make a video on it for my Game of Thrones channel before work.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's why I got up at 4.
Insanity.
So I had 4 hours before my train.
So instead of like staying up late, you just got up insanely early. Oh my god,
Yes,
mate.
So yeah, that's why I'm feeling a bit dead. For different reasons to you. Because
I'm
you've
just dead because I've
done
been
a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, I did a 4-hour drive last night, a 4-hour drive today, and then watched the Game of Thrones episode, and I've been at work. So I'm a little bit dead, hence the coffee for the audio people.
But this episode should be a little bit more structured than the last one we did on Endgame.
Oh my god, mate, yeah. We did say we were just going to get straight into Winterfell, but I think we need to address the shambles that was the last episode.
It was fun.
It was not obviously, I feel like the people that we were doing the podcast with might be listening. Even if they weren't, it's not a shambles because of those people.
Oh, no.
It was definitely
mainly us.
You were triggered as fuck.
Yeah.
I was loud and drunk as fuck. I also, apart from just being loud in general, I realised I pointed both the mics just to face at me. So pretty much all you could hear was me from the audio version.
It's not like you need any extra volume.
Exactly, yeah. And literally multiple times, I think Ellie told me to just stop being so loud. So I was loud anyway, and the microphones were pointing at me.
No, it was definitely good fun, though. One thing I would like to say on Endgame itself, though, is that I do want to see it again, and I think I'd enjoy it more a second time round.
Yeah, well, watching the episode that we recorded, I think you felt more negative towards it than it actually came across. I don't think you were that negative towards it. You definitely, I think Ellie's was the most negative point of view, and she said 6 out of 10, which isn't that negative.
Fair.
Just want to touch on Endgame,
Give it
mate.
a touchy.
It's the highest grossing opening weekend in all history.
So $1.2 billion.
Yeah, well, it got $1 billion. It's the quickest to $1 billion, I'm pretty sure, that's ever happened, ever.
That's mental.
I think the film that it beat out was Infinity War, I think it doubled that. From what I heard on, I was listening to Radio 1 today.
Star Wars was pretty high.
Yeah, well,
but I don't know exactly.
It's definitely beaten Star Wars, but it's not beaten all-time Star Wars yet.
Oh, okay.
So I think at the moment it's 5th of all time.
That's mental.
And it's been the opening weekend. It's got to beat Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Okay.
And then I think Star Wars, Titanic, and then Avatar is
I was going to say Avatar's going to be up there.
But I think it's possible. I'm pretty sure it's number 5 now. It's been a week. It'll be a
not
weekend.
Even been a week, a weekend. Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, we have to. We have to get on.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Oh my god. So, first of all, I think there's a couple of things that I want us to do. The first thing I want us to do is to talk about just, I don't know, our favourite moments of the episode.
Right.
Like, just in general. Obviously, full spoilers. Why are you watching this? If you've not seen it, watch it.
Yeah, watch, genuinely.
Literally, my mum and dad like to wait until it's dark before they watch Game of Thrones, but I just told them before we started recording, like, you need to watch it. Like, just stop whatever you're doing and watch it now.
I watched it when it was dark, because the sun hadn't come up yet.
Well, spoilers, the sun can come up now in Game of Thrones.
Hey.
Mate, what? What? I can't believe that happened. I think the first thing we have to talk about is Arya in that episode. Favourite character in that episode, hands down, was insane. I was literally thinking, as I was watching, my favourite character was Arya in that first battle scene where she uses her spear thing.
Yeah, her new weapon.
Yeah, that Gendry made her. That scene in itself, I was like, she's my favourite character in this episode.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And then she kills the Night King.
And then she kills the Night King. Yeah, it was sick. I knew from when she was wrecking all the whites with a new weapon that she's got, and then she got overrun and she smacked her head on the wall, so she had to be a little bit sneaky, which was cool in itself because it was like a little break from the action.
There
but
was like
still
a
tense.
lull in the. It was a different type of tension. It was like a horror tension rather than an action tension.
But then they go into the room and Melisandre's in there. And they met each other before, and Melisandre said something like, "We'll meet each other again."
I can't remember that happening, so can you enlighten me, Game of Thrones?
I can't remember what season, but it was when Arya was escaping from King's Landing, and she was with the Night's Watch people just before she got to Harrenhal, I think. So when she was with Gendry the first time round.
So like a long time ago, season 2?
Yeah.
Because season 1 was when she,
season 2, I think.
The end was when Thingy's head got chopped off, wasn't it?
Ned. Yeah, I think it's season 2. I might be wrong.
Or the end of season 1, maybe, but around that time. If she was with Gendry and all that, then.
But the words that she says are, "You'll close a lot of eyes, brown eyes, green eyes,
and blue eyes. White dragon."
I thought that as well, but I just didn't say it.
Well, I'm the nerdy one. No, that I felt like, not even remembering that scene, it felt like a really nice payoff to like have the realization of her being like, "Oh my god, blue eyes," and then she knew exactly what she had to do.
But then the second I saw that, I was like, "Shit, that means she's going to kill the Night King." But then something else happened, and I completely forgot about that. Until she sprung up again.
Well, what was amazing is that gust of wind that was next to the White Walkers. Like, she's so insanely like talented and amazing that not even the White Walkers or the Night King, who's can walk into every single person that is around, none of them noticed that Arya was there. I think that was partly because the Night King was so focused on Bran.
That's his target. And he walked to him really slow motion, and he gave him like a little nod. He was like, "Yeah, boy." Did you notice
the move that she used on the Night King was exactly the same move she used on Brienne?
Yeah.
That was insane. It was so cool. Oh, yeah, we could do it.
The little drop with one hand. Catch it in the other. For the audio people, I dropped it.
Yeah, we've picked up our knives for the audio people.
And then a stab.
And then a stab. And then she did a little, "Oh, I'm going to get you. Yeah, I'm going to get you."
Just kidding.
There we go.
Shatters.
This is very interesting for the audio people.
But another little chunk. So you got a little callback with Brienne.
Yes.
Another callback is where she stabbed him was in the same place as where he was stabbed to be created by the Children of the Forest.
Oh.
So I don't know if she stabbed him anywhere else.
I was going to say, died, who knows?
But if it had to be that point, well, we'll never know now. But it was pretty cool. It's the same point.
Okay, so there's lots of things that I want to talk about. I think before we do any of that, we have to do.
People be deaded.
People be deaded.
People be
so,
deaded.
People do be deaded.
People do.
My god.
A good handful.
So, should we list them off and talk about like their deaths?
See if we can remember in chronological order, which probably won't happen. But the first one was
the Night's Watch guy.
Yeah, Dolores Ed.
Yeah, I never remember.
He saved Sam because Sam was getting ground pounded by some of the whites.
Sam just watches him die, runs away.
Yeah, pretty much.
But like, I don't necessarily care about that character.
Yeah, not
like
too much.
I don't even know his name.
I was still like, oh shit.
But yeah, because he was the first one to die. Yeah. So they had to get rid of someone first, and it was a good impact.
Good first.
Was it the girl next, the little kid?
I think so, yeah.
With the giant.
Norman. Yeah, that was a good death.
Yeah, I think that's up there with top 5 moments. The fact that she got, like, when she first got battered away by the giant.
I thought that was just going to be a death.
And I was like, oh, she was a really cool character. I liked her. And the fact that she survived being battered.
Got back up.
And then, like, charged at the giant. And then killed it.
Yep.
Like, I know she died, but oh my god, that was so cool.
That was awesome, yeah. It was one of the best ways that she could have gone out, I reckon.
Definitely. I think that's her best moment as a character. Like, she's had quite a few...
I mean, she's pretty badass, but...
She's had quite a few meaningful moments standing up being like, I don't agree with you, Jon Snow.
Jon Snow, you're the king of the north. We're in the king of the north. In the north.
Exactly. So, yeah, I didn't necessarily think she was the best character, but she was a decent character.
Decent. Then we've got Beric Dondarrion, who died after saving Arya. So he's been brought back to life, I think 9 times by the Lord of the Light.
Yeah, for that specific reason.
To save Arya.
Yeah.
For then Arya to kill the Night King.
Yeah, exactly. Who didn't we lose that we thought we might have lost? Oh, no, wait, we still got deaded. Theon.
Theon. We've got another 2.
Oh, I was really upset at
Theon's
Theon's
last
death.
stand was cool.
I expected it because
Me
he
too.
was the one
He was
protecting
100%
Bran.
dead before the episode.
Yeah, I think we predicted that as well. But like, I was still like, it was so meaningful, and the fact that he charges at the Night King, and the Night King just lets him, and then just goes, "Nah, mate, you're dead."
Nah, mate.
I was a bit like, oh, that's a bit.
Yeah, but he knew he wasn't going to take them out. He just charged for a little last stand, and Bran says, "You're a good man, Theon."
Yeah, which
after everything that's happened.
Yeah, but I was almost like, I don't know. Bran's pretty much admitted that he's basically not Bran. So any meaningful moment that he has, I'm kind of like, it's
not Bran, so.
Yeah.
Another people be deaded.
Yes.
Jorah.
Yes.
Jorah
Wait, did he actually fully die?
He'd be deaded.
I couldn't remember what happened at the end.
I'm pretty sure. Like,
as soon as the Night King died, I was kind of like, my mind was blown and I didn't concentrate on anything.
Yeah, he was sacrificing himself to save Daenerys because she fell off Drogon as Drogon was getting like surrounded by all the whites.
Yeah, mate, that scene itself with all the whites jumping on Drogon. So did I. Why was she down there with where all the whites were?
Yeah, I don't know.
She saved Jon Snow. Fly then.
Yeah.
Or just fly all the time. You're a dragon.
You're a dragon.
And then when a couple
Snow.
of them went on him, he was like, "This isn't good. I'll stay here and let more of them come on me."
Jumping up.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Also, why did they start off by just getting rid of all of the what are they called? The guys with the weird.
Oh, the Dothrakis.
Yeah, they just went Dothrakis, just suicide.
Yeah, that was a cool moment though. I thought
with the fire. Yeah, it visually looked really good. But if you think about it, if they've got things that kill, like just breathe fire on them all, why didn't they do that from the start?
Yeah. Because the plan was to go for the Night King, and then when the Dothraki went in and all died, Dany was like, "Shit, I need to go with my dragon now to save them."
Yeah,
and
true.
Jon was like, "But the Night King's coming."
The dead are already here, or something like that. Which didn't mean the crypts in Winterfell, but that did happen.
Yeah, it was done in quite a nice way as well. I think it wasn't too over the top or cliche or.
If that was the like defining moment of the battle, and it was like
rubbish.
If they were like overpowered because of the crypts, that would be really, really bad. But it was a nice moment, I thought, with Sansa and Tyrion.
I like that bit as well.
Yeah,
it was nice.
And they did a reference to it at the start when they talked about their marriage, and she was like, "You're my favorite." Which
out of Joffrey and Ramsay.
Out of the one that raped me and the one that raped me, you were the nice one that didn't rape me. So
thanks, Tyrion.
I'm not sure. Did Joffrey rape her, or did he just like shoot an arrow at her head? Or
basically, tormented her and tortured her.
Tortured the shit out of her. Yeah, he would have probably if he was old enough to rape. He probably would have.
Probably would have. People who we thought were going to be deaded but weren't deaded.
Neither Brienne or Jamie died.
Yeah, neither. They didn't show them that much. They were in quite a lot of tussles,
fight scenes, but they didn't have any major moments. They were just fighting a lot, weren't they?
Which is okay. That's fine by me.
It means I think they're going to have an even bigger payoff at some point. So I'm really looking forward to whatever's going to happen with that.
They will, and also Grey Worm and.
Oh yeah, Grey Worm died, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Did he not?
No, people who we thought were going to be deaded but didn't.
I swear he got deaded. Did he not? Okay, good. No. I like Grey Worm. Yeah. I swear I saw him deaded. Maybe it was just another Unsullied.
He was struggling.
Yeah.
And he closed the bridge off, which basically meant
sacrificed all of his army.
Most of the Unsullied, yeah.
Yeah. But there was only like a couple left inside, weren't
there? Yeah. They're not like normal men, so they wouldn't turn back and run.
I think that's almost a defining moment for his character to be able to retreat.
Yeah, true.
Like he realised that he has purpose as a human being and he's not just a soldier anymore.
And Miss Sunday was all right as well.
Mate, so at the start when she just walks from where all the White Walkers are, where'd she come from?
Melisandre.
Oh, Miss Sunday. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about a different character, but
yeah, Melisandre. She comes back and she be deaded at the end as well.
Yeah, she be deaded. Why? Where did she come from at the start? I know that she got banished from Winterfell last season, but like...
Well, she went back to wherever she was from, and then she'd come back, but she turned up right in the nick of time. I think that's one of those things that you're just supposed to be like...
It was basically like she teleported, because otherwise she would have been deaded, surely, by the White Walkers that were everywhere. Like, how was she able to just mosey on up and then literally pretty much save the day? Like, she was the reason that Arya knew to go kill the Night King. She was the reason that the Whites were stopped for a little bit of time at
she
least.
set
That
the
gave them time
trenches
to
on
prepare.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did quite a lot.
She did.
And then she just
came in clutch.
She
But
just went old.
That was her job. That was her job done.
Yeah.
And then she took it off.
What's it, Lord of the Light?
Lord of Light.
Lord of Light.
I always say Lord of the Light, but it's just Lord of Light.
Do you get roasted in your comment section for it?
Probably. Roast myself. But overall, I thought it was an insane episode. It's up there with... I was like staring at the TV screen in awe, and I was like, no. And like that. And that doesn't happen
multiple
much.
moments there were for me where I was open-mouthed, but
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been genuinely more shocked than I was when Arya killed the Night King.
the end.
I genuinely, I feel like a lot of people would have watched that and gone, oh, I predicted that. I thought that was going to happen. I knew that was happening from the start. But, I thought they were dead. And they somehow, there would be a handful of the main characters that would end up just retreating Winterfell because there was no point because Bran had died.
Yeah, me too.
And that would be how it ended.
I didn't expect them to defeat or kill the Night King in this episode at all.
100%. That's why it was such an impactful moment, I thought.
did in the season, but not in this episode.
No, I didn't think the Night King was going to be on the throne at the end, or what some people said. But did you think Daenerys was going to die?
When she fell off the dragon, I had a slight feeling that she might have done.
When all the whites were getting on Drogon and Drogon wasn't flying away, I was like,
that could be it.
Is she dead? She can't be. What's going on?
So Jorah comes in.
Yeah, so Jorah.
Saves the day.
Khaleesi.
Hero. Still friend zone though.
I will save you if you fuck me, Khaleesi. Didn't happen, did it?
Happen. Sorry, Jorah.
Maybe you'll get a cheeky suck off. She might be into necrophilia.
You never know. That's what the next episode is.
Which, as Liam said, this podcast does not support necrophilia.
Thanks, Liam.
The camera has just died for the video people, and it has died permanently. So
hello, video people.
Hello to this black screen, because I'm not putting pictures in for all of this.
So when we refer to the audio people,
it's everyone
we now
now
say the video people too.
Yes, just refer to it as the people.
The people. Hello, people. Welcome to the only 5-star podcast on Apple Podcasts.
The only 5-star podcast in the world.
But no, the episode was insane. The only real thing that I've thought about after the episode, so because obviously I've seen it 12 hours ago now. At first I was like, oh my god, that's incredible. That's one of the best things I've ever seen. I still think it's incredible. But I've seen a lot of people posting online saying that they've built up the character of the Night King for 8 seasons. And then in one swift sneak attack, he's gone. Which I kind of agree with. I think, personally, I would have loved to see a sword battle between Jon and the Night King.
I thought it was going to happen, and then all the dead rose.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a really good moment, because we nearly got the dead, when the dead rose, I was like, oh, they're postponing this battle that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then it's obviously not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, it was a little bit refreshing, because Jon's usually the protagonist of all the battles, that is the hero and survives death at the last second, and he wasn't really focused on as much in this one.
Yeah, but he had that in Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
He's had his moment. Everyone else, it was an ensemble moment.
It was, and I like that because it was different.
Yeah,
and it shows.
But I do definitely agree. I feel like, we need to talk about Bran, walking into the crows. He must have walked into something else. He was gone for a whole episode.
Raven. He just wanted to go for a flight.
But what was he?
I don't know.
Surely he must be doing something. That must have a payoff
later on. But
which I feel like he was doing that in this battle. So I think it must have something to do with the Night King, hopefully. So there's
Bran is the Night King confirmed.
Oh mate, I was so hoping for this to be the confirmation that everyone would just shut up about Bran being the Night King, and it'd be look, he definitely can't be. But
going back to people saying they built him up for 8 seasons, a lot of people need there to be a reason, or they need to find out who he is.
Yeah.
But I think it's quite nice that he is literally just an evil thing,
he's death
an evil
incarnate.
being. Yeah, he's death incarnate, and he just wants darkness over the world and the living to die. And that is his reason. He's not a Targaryen. He's not going to attack Bran because he's got tiny little arms. Don't know what I was about to say then, but that just came out.
Who said that as a theory? We're gonna find like one person. What is it you said? Bran is the target because he has tiny arms. Does he have tiny arms?
I don't know. I just felt like saying it.
Bran, I'm googling that. Bran is the target.
Joe's googling for the people.
Has tiny arms.
Spoilers! What the Night King wants.
Bran's tiny arms. It says it right there. Confirmed.
Oh, that's by George R.R. Martin.
That's a what's it called? Not a script, like a snippet from the next book. We found exclusive from First Reactions.
Exclusive, the only 5-star podcast.
Yeah, so we're the only 5-star, so only 5-star podcasts get to know that information. So George R.R. Martin
trusted it with us, and we gave it out to the world. But I did want to say before we move on from the Night King stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't want to move on yet. I want to keep talking.
When I was talking about, I would have liked to see him having a sword battle with Jon, because it's built up like with Hardhome. They stare at each other.
Mate, yeah.
Everyone was saying that it's something to do. There's something kind of connection with him and Jon.
Surely there must be.
Even if their battle was literally for like 30 seconds, and then he knocks Jon down maybe, and he walks over to Bran then, and then Arya comes, I think that would have possibly
100%.
had like a...
Or even if when Jon was approaching the Night King, if like the Night King realised as Jon got there, they fought for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He pushed Jon over, and then as Jon was getting back up, he made all the dead rise, and then Jon was overpowered and the Night King walks off. Like, just literally, like you said, 30 seconds of a fight.
I'm not saying, it was a shit episode. Like, I've had a couple of comments on my video today saying it was shit.
How bad it was, really. Mate, that's one of the best episodes. I'm not sure it's in top 5. I think I'd have to maybe like rethink about my top 5.
I want to watch it again.
But yeah, and watch it again. But the fact that we both want to watch it again, and it was like that impactful, it can't not be a good episode. Like, sorry, I hit my mic for everyone.
I was watching it just in awe, and when the credits started rolling, I was just gobsmacked staring at the TV until they all finished, and I was like, right.
Could you see yourself in the, like when it cuts to black and you can see your face?
That's why they do it.
Yeah, I could see my face, and I was like, I don't think I've looked like that for a while. I don't think I had that reaction with Avengers Endgame. I think this was a better experience for me than the first time of watching Avengers Endgame. Like the ending of Endgame. No spoilers of that in this podcast.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah.
For me, I would agree, but I am much more of a Game of Thrones fan than a Marvel fan. And Endgame is like a bigger payoff, like the more you put into Marvel, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But I mean, Marvel's my shit, and I had a better payoff from this episode, I thought.
Fair enough.
So
yeah,
I thought they crafted it really, really well.
It was, considering basically the whole 80-minute episode, apart from like a couple of minutes at the start when it was a couple of the characters getting ready.
Yeah.
It was basically a whole battle.
I want to count or like see how long there was absolute silence without a single person talking, because I'm pretty sure
Probably
the first words was, what's his name? Dolores Ed. And he said, I think he said, "Fuck me, you took your time," or something like that to Sam. I think that was the first words that was said the whole episode.
Darkness for a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that whole scene with the darkness and the dead like crawling at them, that was insane. I thought that was so well done. Going from, like you said, the Dothraki scene where all the lights slowly go out and you're like, holy shit, there's so many dead, and then when they get past that barrier of darkness and you see them, they're not even like in a line, they're like running on top of each other, like clambering to get to the army.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, it was like, have you seen World War Z?
No, but I know which bit you mean.
Have you seen that scene? Yeah. It was literally like that, which I'm glad they did it like that, because that World War Z, the only good bit of that movie is that scene.
Bit, really. That's in the trailer.
Yeah, it's the only good part is how the zombies act, so I'm glad that they made these zombies act like that. I mean, we've already seen it in, what is it? Castle Black? Is that the Hardhome?
Hardhome?
We've already seen that in Hardhome, haven't we?
We have.
So.
And when they attacked Bran as well.
Oh, yeah.
I really liked, in this episode, some of the cinematography with the dragon battles. Most of it was pretty dark, so it was hard to see what was going on.
Yeah, I had my brightness on full for the
when they went above the clouds, so it was away from the storm. so you can see the moonlight, and it was like 30 seconds of calmness.
Yeah.
And
then action.
Yeah.
And then like every time they broke up to that bit, you were like, it was like the same scenes that were inside the Winterfell castle with Arya, and that like the tension was really, really high, but for a different reason. It wasn't like action tension, it was like horror tension, because you were scared, like, where's this Night King dragon gonna fucking come from? So, mate, I was just blown away by everything. I don't want to miss anything. What else is there to talk about? What have we missed? All I want to talk about is how the Night King died.
Can keep talking about that, and we might remember.
So, if Bran was, like, if he walked into the bird to maybe get closer to something else that he could walk into, because I'm not sure he can just literally walk into anything on the planet. I feel like he has to at least be in a certain vicinity.
Kind of proximity, yeah.
So maybe he was traveling to something to walk into that to do something important. I hope he's, because I don't want there to, like everyone's saying, I don't want that to be literally it for the Night King. And they spent a lot of time with the Children of the Earth, and like if the only time that they've touched on Children of the Earth,
the forest.
I always say Children of the Earth, Children of the Forest. If the only time that they've touched on that was with all the three-eyed raven stuff that happened like in season 5?
Yeah, mostly season 5.
And it's now 3 seasons since. That was like, it was the lore of basically everything, and it feels like they wouldn't bring that up unless it had some sort of payoff or reason behind it. And I know that George R.R. Martin will have a payoff and a reason for it in his books. Like, he wouldn't. There's nothing he's brought up that hasn't had a meaning behind it. So there is a meaning behind it.
Even stuff that no one cares about, it has a meaning.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I swear he's said in interviews like recently, there's still like little storylines or like links that people haven't noticed because
I wouldn't be surprised,
because he doesn't, like, he notices it in his head because he's written it, but there isn't really anything that suggests there's a link.
It's such a vast world that in the TV show they will probably touch on stuff and it won't have an end, which is a little bit annoying. But if they dragged it out so much, then it wouldn't have the same impact. But I hope that they do come round and it's mentioned again, something to do with the Children of the Forest and the Night King.
Not Children of the Earth, as I said previously.
Especially with the symbols, because there was the symbol in the first episode as well.
Yes. There's those two, because there's 2 different symbols, isn't there? There's the spirally symbol and then the circle with the line through it. And that circle with the line through it was in the first episode, and then the spirally thing's been in lots of different episodes. So, and it was in that cave with the dragon glass. So the cave with the dragon glass is south, isn't it?
It's in Dragonstone, which is an island where Daenerys lands for the first time when she goes to Westeros.
Right. Okay.
It is.
Is it like halfway?
It's like in the middle, but to the side.
So, I was thinking maybe that they were traveling up there or something, or maybe Bran walked into the Ravens to go up there because there's something important that's happening there. Or
in one of the teasers, there's a scene where Daenerys is standing facing a stone wall, and some autistic person has figured out that like some of the contours on the rock match
the cave that we've seen before.
Not the cave, but the main room in Dragonstone.
Oh, okay. So she's back there.
They'll be going back there at some point.
Right, okay. Because we've got to remember, apart from Cersei and the Iron Throne, we have 3 more episodes.
We do.
So surely we have time to at least address some of the lore and figure out who's on the Iron Throne.
They're all long episodes as well.
Yeah, they're all I think they're a little bit shorter than this episode, aren't they? Or do they get longer?
I think this one might be the longest, but only by a few minutes.
Well, I've got a picture of it, so I'll find that. But what do you think's going to happen in the next couple of episodes then? So they're going to Dragonstone because that autistic person found that out.
Probably, yeah. They'll come up with a plan to take down Cersei and the Golden Company. Yeah. Don't know how though. I mean, they have dragons and stuff, and they'll probably have another battle.
Well, what happened to Rhaegar? Where did he go? Rhaegal? How do you say his name? Rhaegal.
Jon's dragon.
Yeah.
Don't know actually.
Because Jon was on the dragon.
Yeah, he was.
Over the weirwood tree bit.
when the Night King fell, Jon went down with his dragon.
Oh, yeah.
And got off. And then I don't think we see it again, so I assume it just flies off.
Yeah, which is also, like, would have been quite useful to have that dragon there. Maybe he could have helped when Jon nearly died to Viserion.
Yeah, probably.
Like, where was his dragon? What was he doing then? I was hoping... Another reason that I was hoping that the Night King would have some sort of payoff is because it might explain all the plot holes that have happened in pretty much every single fight where he's always looking at Jon, but also he just stands there and does nothing, or just throws a javelin at the dragon that's in the air instead of the dragon that's on the ground, or doesn't attack like anyone. Like, why doesn't he attack anyone apart from Bran? Unless
I know.
There's just so many things that I was hoping there would be a logical reason to, that it doesn't seem
a lot
like
of people were.
That it doesn't seem like there's going to be any payoff or logical reason for. I'm happy with him being the embodiment of death, but they've portrayed it like he has other motives. Because if he was just the embodiment of death, he wouldn't just stand there and watch and stare at Jon Snow. He'd go and kill Jon Snow.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I think. Well, I hope they do something. I don't know what though.
I just want a little bit of a reference to lore and to understand maybe. They address...
There could be a Bran flashback that could explain it. I think that would probably be the only way that they could do it.
Because isn't there a little bit further south, there's like a place with a shitload of weirwood trees?
Yeah, it's in the intro sequence. A little lake. You keep an eye on the intro sequence. There's a little lake.
Ooh. Isn't that where Rhaegar and Lyanna got married?
Don't know. Might be.
I feel like... I watched a shitload of Game of Thrones theory videos, but like in between the two seasons, like a year ago. So I'm not as clued up on it as I could be.
It's called the Isle of Faces, and it's called that because of all the gods with trees with faces on, and it was where there's loads of children of the forest.
I was going to say that's like the last bit where the children of the forest actually live, isn't it?
And people still think that there's some of them there in the present day.
Yeah, and I think there are, and I think that there would be maybe that's where Bran took the flying raven to speak to those children of the forest.
They can find out another flashback of the Night King, maybe before he got turned, and then theory completed.
Yes, literally. I mean, we've not really said any theory, just that there might be a scene at that Isle of Faces. But like I think that's a really. Definitely in the books, from the way people are talking about it online that I've read, because I've never read the books, people seem to think that that's a really key, like, why would they mention that there's a place that there could still be children of the forest if there aren't?
Well, yeah, it's more that they've included it in the intro sequence where they've never done it before as well.
Oh, is this the first season that they've...
season that they put it in?
They're definitely going there at some point, surely. And also, it would have a really, like, pivotal moment for... Daenerys and Jon, because of, if I am right, the Lyanna and Rhaegar getting married there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna Google if they do get married there, because I'm like 90% sure, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, give it a little Google.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it wasn't in the Isle of Faces. It's in a rivery, lakey place in the show. Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was in the Isle of Faces.
I reckon they could still go there, even if it's just for a flashback or something.
Well, if that is in the intro sequence, then it's definitely...
It would make sense.
It's definitely going to be at least a place that they visit, regardless of it being that much importance.
That much importance.
Maybe, like you said, in a flashback scene with Bran, maybe that's where he walked to. I don't know.
Do you think Cersei's going to get her elephants?
I think she might get a trunk or two again. Oh, yeah. But I've made that joke twice now.
Have you seen the teaser for the next episode?
I haven't, no.
Do you want to watch it?
I mean, yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I thought you would. But I mean, we can watch
your face, yeah.
Do we want to... Is there things to talk about in that?
Possibly. I can't really remember.
Then both of our first reactions, because you can't remember.
It's very fast-paced.
Okay, Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 4 preview. Oh, shit's on fire.
Cersei and Euron.
So good, we've got a bit of King's Landing. We've done that for 2 episodes now.
We have won the Great War. Now we will win the last war.
Oh.
Also, they're all happy. Oh, that's more of... there's so much going on. I'm pausing
it is well fast.
So, Arya kisses Gendry again.
Looks like
everyone really liked that. We want to see more of that, don't we?
I liked it.
Of course you did. Nonce.
All of the dead crit people were cucks.
I thought you were going to say all the dead cripples were cucks.
You're on it. It looks like he's proposing there, but
but the way his face is like.
And look, Qyburn is a cuck. Qyburn's just creeping in the background for the people.
Oh, for the people, yeah. It's not audio people anymore. It's all the people.
So the mountain's a cuck as well.
I think for the video version, I'll put this video.
Mate, Clegane Ball.
Clegane Ball's going to happen because the Hound survived. The Hound wasn't deaded. We were right about that. Okay.
Some Unsullied were still alive.
Yeah. Mate, there's just so much going on.
We'll rip her out root and stem.
Was that Daenerys saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, mate, there's some more left. What's happening? Is this just an end? Yeah.
It's the end card.
It's just the end card.
There was some Targaryen boats, which looked pretty cool.
There were, yeah. So where do you think they're sailing to? Are they sailing to King's Landing? Because why would they do that? Surely they just travel to King's Landing.
Well, they still have Yara and the Iron Island people.
Because they have like all of their, they have like an army.
They have loads of boats,
yeah. It's a good job they waited there, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
Because if they were all deaded, then they all be dead.
Be a good plot device.
So how are the Ironborn, a couple of Unsullied, and all of the main characters going to beat the Golden Company's
they lost
army?
all the Dothraki.
Yeah.
So they don't really have as much of an army anymore. That's a good point.
I don't think
they have two dragons.
I don't think they have an army. They have one damaged dragon that looked like he was ready for a nap.
I mean, yeah, Drogon's pretty wrecked as well.
Yeah, that's who I meant.
Oh, okay.
But Rhaegar's not even there.
Maybe he did go for a nap. Or he did the toilet.
Maybe they went to go look at that waterfall that they saw in episode 1 for no reason. But yeah, they don't really have much of a fighting chance. I don't think, personally.
I think they will win, but
I don't see how.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Because I could see how they might have won against the Army of the Dead because they had two armies versus the Army of the Dead. Like, they had the Dothraki and the Unsullied, and then everyone in Winterfell, and all the main characters. So, main characters are basically an army by themselves.
I know. They'll do a 1v1 combat, and it'll be the Mountain versus the Hound.
Mate, imagine. They're like, I challenged a trial by combat. They're like, this isn't a trial, mate. What are we doing? And they're like, I don't care. I want Clegane Bowl. What was that?
That was a hit marker noise.
What was the first bit?
Air horns.
I don't think either of those sounds were recognisable.
Well, maybe not to
get
you.
better at your air horn. See, that's a sick
clown
sound.
Horn.
That's a clown horn. Imagine if someone sounds a clown horn at the start of Clegane Bowl.
Pod's just there in the corner, like.
Yeah. One thing that I've just realised, because I was like, that would be a funny moment. There weren't pretty much any funny moments in this whole entire episode. Which
really, actually? Yeah, you're right.
Is good. Like, I think that's one thing that a lot of fans were worried about, is it being like Marvel in the middle of a scene. They'd just be like, oh, you've got a small penis.
That's something that takes me out of Marvel. It's good in some... I like some Marvel funny moments.
Sometimes they do it well, and sometimes
not when
they don't.
they're trying to be... Yeah, they don't know when. But this one...
Because they've done that in the last 2 episodes. There's been a lot of funny moments.
Yeah.
And then there was just none in this. So they clearly knew, well, let's get the funny jokes that we want to say out right now, and then have the serious episode. What?
Yeah, it's good. Do you think Tyrion will betray Daenerys? Because they've been kind of teasing it a little bit, but I don't think he will.
Well, there was a scene where Tyrion was talking to Sansa and saying how he was talking about how they need to be saved, and she was going to save them or something, and then like Daenerys was going to save them, and then Sansa said, we wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for your queen or something like that.
Yeah,
and then
Missandei's like, well, actually, you'd be dead if it wasn't for the queen.
Yeah, and Missandei was obviously like, is on Daenerys' side and stormed off and was really annoyed. And Tyrion kind of looked...
He didn't say anything to...
Yeah, he didn't look like he was siding with Daenerys at all there, so... I think that was hinting at it, but I'm not sure
been hinting at it quite a bit.
I'm not sure he's going to betray Daenerys.
No.
But I watched a video, and it was quite a good theory. I can't remember who it's by, otherwise I'd give them a shout out. It was about Tyrion thinking that Daenerys still didn't want to go and fight the army of the dead.
Okay.
When the big meeting happened with Cersei. That's why he went to go and talk to Cersei. Ah, yes, I hit the table for the people. That's why he went to go talk to Cersei, and the reason it cut off is because he then made a deal with Cersei, saying, look, I know you're not going to bring your army, but if you say you are, then Daenerys will go and fight this army of the dead. So it's a win-win. For you don't have to come, and we can fight the army of the dead. So that's why he made that deal, and the whole entire time he knew Cersei wasn't going to come, because he's not an idiot. So we all knew, so why didn't he? And he was, because he didn't know that Daenerys had already agreed to it, and that Jon Snow had bent the knee, because at that scene when he's talking to Cersei, when Cersei's at the big, what's it called?
The Dragon Pit.
Yeah, the Dragon Pit. When that scene's happening, Jon Snow announces that he's bent the knee to Daenerys, and Tyrion's like, "What? I didn't know that."
Yeah.
So, and then he's like, "Oh shit! I shouldn't have talked to Cersei then, because Daenerys has clearly agreed to it." And then he's had to like kind of backtrack on all of his opinions. Yeah, I hope he's not fucked up, because he's a really cool character. And
he is. There's definitely something more to come from him, whether it's that or a good thing.
Yeah,
but there's definitely another big moment for Tyrion.
So I reckon we've got a relatively quiet episode coming up next that's going to be ending on a cliffhanger that will set up for the last 2 episodes that are going to be insane.
Uh-huh.
When I say quiet episode, I mean like episodes like...
after the biggest battle in history.
But I mean like episodes like 1 and 2, which were still like amazing episodes. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it, to find out what's going to happen next. Because I think we've talked about, we knew that at some point it was going to get to this point. Like, we knew the Battle of Winterfell was going to happen.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going to happen next.
Fun fact, I can't remember which episode exactly, but the last episode, so season 8, episode 2, was the first episode to not have a death in it since season 3.
Really? Yep. What?
Single
Wait,
death.
who died in the first episode?
Ned Umber.
Oh,
so it's not a main character, but a single death.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
I assume a single death did literally no one die?
No one died, yeah.
That's crazy.
We're on screen at least, like, so I'm sure someone died.
That's what I mean, like...
yeah.
Well, someone in the world
someone in the world died.
Mate, that's crazy that it's been that many episodes. That's why everyone thinks it's rubbish, clearly, because no one died. Everyone just watches it for people to die.
God, season 8 is so disappointing.
If anyone says that after that episode, well, people are saying it. You can't please anyone, can you, really? I thought it was really, really good, though.
Me too, mate. Quality. Absolute quality.
How long have we been chunging? So, just because it's the Battle of Winterfell and it's that amazing, I think we should make this episode just the Battle of Winterfell.
Just that, okay. Bite-sized reactions coming at you soon.
Yeah, I've got a lot of things that I want to talk about.
Me too.
But I think we just kind of like need to process this episode and how like insane it was.
And probably sleep.
Yes, and definitely sleep. I've had lots of coffee, so I'm probably not going to sleep, but I can edit this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So, next week, next Tuesday, we'll be back.
We will.
So make sure
we will.
Tune in, listen.
Tune in Tuesdays.
Give us a rating on Apple Podcasts.
So we can stay the only 5-star podcast.
5-star. I think we've got a review we can read out, because I saw we had a new review, but I've not read it yet. So we will read that out at the start of next episode. So tune in. And if anyone else leaves a review in between now and then you get yours read out as well.
Yep, aren't you lucky?
Lucky people.
Thanks for listening to First Reaction Podcasts. Shall we do the outro?
I think we should do the outro. It's the First Reaction Podcast. First Reaction Podcast.
That's the intro.